That was one episode.
I hate you so much. I love you, nigga.
Yeah, straight up.
Real. Yeah. Y'all know what it is, and y'all know what it ain't. It's another episode of Ridin High presents Off the Kush podcast, you bitch, you. And I got another goddamn legend in the building. I keep on bringing them, man. I keep on bringing them, bro. Man, my boy Meta is here, man. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, bro.
Man, I appreciate you. Thank you for having me on the podcast, man. I've actually really never got a chance to formally meet you. What's your name, brother?
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo.
Scoob Dose.
All right, Meta. Nice to meet you, brother.
Yes, definitely.
And so I go by Meta. Meta from Meta Entertainment. Meta from CC Fridays. Meta from Port City. Meta from Flanagan's. You know what I'm saying? You know me from everywhere.
They said they wanted world peace, so we brought Meta. God damn it. Now, for everybody that don't know you, you know what I'm saying? For the people that don't know, that should know, go ahead and let them know where you hail from.
I'm from San Antonio, Texas.
Okay.
From the northeast side, I went to Roosevelt High School.
No shit.
Yeah, that's my stomping grounds. Moved here about 9 years ago, I'd say. And it's funny that I'm here because Derek's actually one of my closest homies that I got with whenever I first moved here.
Come on.
Yeah, so he linked me on game for everything. That's really how I got involved in the community. Was Derek plugged me right in.
Come on.
So.
Come on.
You plug me in shit, so
It's a mutual plug, you know what I mean?
Mutual shit. We always would do stuff mutual that would benefit
both of y'all.
Mutually. Hell yeah, never asked anybody to put up $1 for nothing.
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh, that's live.
Straight
Yeah.
up.
That's
it was
live.
great. We saw the potential.
Yourself.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, just saw the potential, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's, I feel like, the most important thing when you're moving, especially coming into a new city or coming into a new place, is being able to see, like, who's going to rock with you, who's not. You know, I moved a lot, actually, in my, like, I'm 28 years old, so and when I was, like, younger, high school, middle school, I lived in Beeville, I lived in Sitton, I lived in Pettis. So I had, like, I moved a lot. So cutting people off and making new friends was always a thing for me. I knew that, you know what I mean? So meeting new people and moving here, I already knew what to look for because I knew I was going to stay put here for a little bit. So I knew exactly who to fuck with to come in. Like I could tell right off the bat what kind of energy I'm going to get. You know what I mean? And who to stay with, who not to stay with.
Right, 100%.
You know?
Now, being from San Antonio.
Is that where you were? That's where you were born at?
Yes.
You said you went to all these other places. Okay, so did you start in San Antonio and then go to all those other places?
Yes.
And then back in San Antonio?
Yeah, and no, I'm from San Antonio originally, and then I moved out of San Antonio my ninth grade year.
Okay. So being from San Antonio, what was it like growing up there? Like what neighborhood were you? Like, was it a neighborhood, a town?
It was a neighborhood. It was called the Glen. It was an alright neighborhood, should I say? It was one of those neighborhoods that my mom had to lie on where I was growing up so I can go to a better school.
Okay,
you know what I mean. So if that gives you like a little definition,
advantage.
You know what I mean. So that right there was all right. You know what I mean. It was one. I definitely didn't get a chance to like really explore my neighborhood as much as I wanted to. My mom had a really big. What's the best way I could say this? She was just very cautious.
Of course.
So like I could only go like even
single mom or
single mom
already.
So like even and then we lived with my grandma, my grandpa.
Already.
You know what I mean.
Already.
So I couldn't even like I couldn't go one house to the left or one house to the right. It was really like that.
House.
She was just scared of strays.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like just little kids shouldn't be around. You know what I mean? Right. So yeah, it was a pretty good neighborhood, but no, that was my. I really don't have much recollection. That was my like. I'm glad I left it phase.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like that was my tipping point as a human being in that moment in time as to like who am I gonna be and what am I gonna represent?
That's fire.
You know what I mean? And thank God, like God's the one that moved moved my mom's out, moved me out, and I was able to create who I am today. Because I think everybody, I will say that to the people, is that if you ever have the opportunity to completely start your life over and move to a new city and do it because it's great. Even it's scary as shit at first, but once you get the hang of things and realize who you want to be and who you are, that's when you really got to move forward with that shit. You know,
growing up there in your grandparents' house, like, are you mixed?
Yes.
What grandparents were you staying with?
I'm Mexican. I'm all Mexican.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, growing up in your grandparents' house, what was the music was their music being played? What was the aesthetic?
Really, it's funny is they didn't really listen to that much music.
Really?
Yeah, we didn't grow around with that much music. My grandpa liked to listen to like Tejano and stuff like that. He was a really Mexican man, and my mom kind of listened to music. She was more on the what should I say, like pop side of things. You know what I mean? I kind of hear her whenever she's taking a shower or something like that, but like never really like. It wasn't in the house, and there was no instruments in our house. There was no nothing like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was funny because like whenever like I was in like 9th grade or 10th grade, I asked my mom for a microphone because I wanted to start making music, and she was like, "But you can't sing," and I was like, "Oh yeah, you're right." You know, it was like that and that, like, you know what I'm saying? So it was a very like my plan growing up was actually gonna go to the military. Like that was my whole thing. Like I didn't even take my SATs. I took my ASVAB.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Yeah. So I went there and took my ASVAB and did whatever I had to do.
Did you play any sports growing up?
I played basketball and football. Football, not really. It was all basketball. I actually played baseball from like T-ball all the way to like beginning of high school.
Was y'all live?
No. No, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was all right at basketball, but like not anywhere near I should have been. I'm a lot better now than I was back then. You know what I mean?
What middle school did you go to over there?
I remember the name of it. It was called Ed White Middle School.
Okay, was it like mixed and like black, Mexican?
It was all black and Mexican.
Okay,
no shit.
It was 50-50. Like it was really okay. I always tell
you were a white kid, we could count
bro. Yeah, it was that. It was actually funny to me because it was more.
Billy.
Yeah, it was funny to me because it was actually more Asian people than there were white people. Okay, you know what I mean? Right. And they had their own clique. Like they had their own shit. There was like 50, 100 of them. You know what I mean? I lived when it was a big ass school, so there was like a whole bunch of them. But you could see the white people. You know what I'm saying? Like so that's a thing that was there.
And shit.
Yeah. And that was always like my dilemma is that like I actually never fit in because it was only like one or the other. And me being as I am, it was either like I'm playing soccer or playing basketball. But I'd be playing basketball, they'd be picking on me because I'm fucking light. I'd be going playing soccer, they'd be picking on me because I'm fucking dark. So it was honestly a really bad situation. Like
crazy,
you know. And it's crazy to me too because there was whole like I was involved in a gang in that time too, and there was whole gangs of just like we weren't getting along.
What was the gang life out there? Like was it colors like blue and red?
No, it was more like brown and black.
Really?
Yeah.
It was racial.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's like the upsetting part about everything, you know what I mean? Just because like.
So did they make you choose a side?
Yes, and the thing was too, like it was actually kind of bestowed upon me because this dude, at my whenever I first got involved, it was like 6th grade. It was like I was like in 6th grade, and it was a 9th grader at that time, like defended me. And then like in a public setting, and he was like, "All right, you're rocking with us now." So I didn't really have a choice, and I'm in 6th grade. You know what I mean? I'm just like wherever I'm not gonna get my ass whooped. You know what I mean? Is where I'm gonna go. You know what I mean? So,
damn.
And it was crazy too.
Tone?
Yeah, man, and it was crazy because like, yeah, back then it was like one of those things that was like, I was young, so I never did big things. Like my thing was like that I remember the most was like. Pulling up to a homie spot, him giving me a backpack and being like, go take it to this address, don't look in the backpack, go get another backpack and go bring it back. And I'd be like, okay. And they'd send me because like I'm a 7th grader that looks with a backpack walking anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
don't look out of place.
Yeah, I don't look out of place. Mm-hmm. So like that was like a thing that like that was my majority of it. I remember walking into like trap houses though when I was like during that time and age and seeing other people my age and being like, this is wild.
Yeah. That's
you know
crazy.
I mean? So that's why like how I go back to earlier is like whenever you get a chance to rebuild your life and understand who you want to be and what you want to do, you should take it.
Now
because I was blessed.
Now was the brown and black? Was this like a meet up after school rumble type of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually where I learned how to fight.
Damn.
We used to like sit in the backyard and it was like the whole thing of like it was all Mexican, so we'd sit in the backyard and fucking. Be one person, and then they'd fight. Whoever lose, somebody else get thrown in, and they basically throw somebody else in until whoever like the winner stays. Is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? And like yeah, like this. I was like in 6th grade, and it was just like that's like 5th grade really, and then like that's like really how I started learning how to fight and learning how to just move around. You know what I mean? And like so, I just be in backyards, just they throw you in, you go on a line. You know what I mean? And everyone was cool. I thought it was kind of cool in that sense. It was like a sport. Everyone at the end would shake hands, fucking smoke weed. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like no animosity. It was just like this is just what we're doing.
Like a gym or some shit.
Yeah, it was like a gym. It was kind of crazy. You know?
One of the Fiesta Texas like big for y'all. Being that Fiesta Texas is right there. Like,
Right.
Yeah, that was really big for us.
Already.
Yeah, that was really
It wasn't nothing like, we got season passes type shit. Like,
Oh no, we didn't have season passes. It was really nice though, because I used to go like I said, my mom lied on the thing to go to a better school, and I went to a better school in my like 4th and 5th grade year,
Right.
and that was we would have like a yearly fucking trip to Fiesta Texas and SeaWorld and shit, and I was like, damn, that's fucking. We go to Spurs games all the time. Actually, it's funny because I actually like
Crazy.
in 5th grade, I actually performed at halftime at a Spurs game.
No shit.
You know what for too? Crazy, but you'll never guess it. Fucking riding a unicycle.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I could ride a unicycle. Bring out a unicycle. Me
I was
versus
gonna say
me
that's
versus him
crazy.
right
You
now.
say that nah.
I was in 5th grade.
And you rode a unicycle for the halftime show?
Yeah.
Doing what? Just riding that bitch around?
That's
yeah,
enough.
Well, like our it was funny. Our school, our
jumping?
elementary school at the time had like a whole team.
A unicycle.
A
team.
unicycle?
Yeah,
Cyclists?
crazy of unicyclists. And we go around. We perform for old folks. We go around to
And would y'all
Fiesta.
would like be in sync and shit?
Yeah, like it was crazy. We had a whole routine for the Spurs halftime. I remember that shit perfectly.
Man,
It was like,
man, tell me about that. Put me there.
it was crazy. It was actually really cool because we were able to. They took us backstage, like they took us like behind everything. We were able to meet the players when they walked on the thing. We were able to like sit there and we were all hi, you know what I mean? Like they gave us high fives and shit. We ended up going there. It was a whole day affair. We had to go there early and we rehearsed 2 or 3 times on the court. I remember being out there and like one thing that my teacher at that time said to me that I'll always remember that applies to everything else in my life is that she brought out a measuring tape and she measured the goal of the rim to the floor, and then she measured the size of the free throw, and she goes, that's 10 feet, just like the one that we practice on at home. And she was like, this is 10 feet, just like the one we practice on at home. She was like, it's the same stuff, just a bigger stage. You got this. And I was like, wow. And that I applied to everything in my entire life. Like I'm good at something, so I know even when I'm on a bigger stage, I'm ready for it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because that's the things that I needed to hear. You know what I mean? So like, and that was my whole biggest takeaway about that. I thought it was cool too because everybody's all nervous and there was like 15 people on the team. There was one point in time where we were going in circles and we had a ball. You had to dribble a ball, and while we were on the unicycle, and it was crazy. It was cool because I already played basketball, so I was like, I was hip to it. I was like, oh, let's do it. You know what I mean? And people were all messing up. People getting nervous. We even shot it in the rim, so I will say that I have made a goal in the San Antonio Spurs bucket
Damn.
Right.
in my lifetime. And then,
This was in the Alamo Dome? Or was it the SBC, the new one?
man, no, it was the AT&T Center at that time.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you, was this Tony Parker days?
Yeah. It was the big three. It was the big 3 days. Like it was, like bro, it was fresh off his championship. It was like 2005.
That was the championship year.
2007. They won in 2007, 2003, 1990.
Yeah, they won one every other year back
Yeah.
in the damn day shit.
It was right in that time. Like
So
we
you
was.
got to meet players and everything.
Yeah. It wasn't like a meet and greet. It was literally like just a.
What's going on?
I was able to be in the tunnel when they were going out, and like I did it twice. It was when they were going out, and then whenever we finished the halftime show, whenever they were going back out, and I was like, damn.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was one of my like
Did you get
favorite
any
like
souvenirs from that?
Man, I don't
You
know.
got a jersey.
Probably got a jersey, man.
Unicycle trophy.
Unicycle
Nah.
jersey, man.
Yeah, I need a unicycle, bro. I've been telling everybody like, pull out a unicycle right now. I'll ride that motherfucker.
I remember at one point in time where they were trying to make unicycling like skateboarding, nigga. And niggas
Like
would
tricks?
be out. What? Nigga be up on that and then jump up and spin that motherfucker and
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like niggas
You
was,
sitting right next to him.
I'm trying to tell
I
you.
used to try to do that.
Yeah.
Niggas
Yeah.
was yeah, I
I
remember.
could do the whole 360. The 360 was easy.
Yeah, I remember
It was
watching
a-
that shit.
It was crazy. I was even getting to the point where
Watching
like
that
you could
shit.
do like two. I even bought one time where it was the 2 wheels. You know what I mean? And they were like on top of each other.
I remember
Oh,
seeing
shit.
that shit.
Yeah,
Damn, twice as high.
Yeah.
it was crazy because you have to like run to
Get on that
it.
bitch.
Yeah, so you'd have it right here, and you
And
literally
you
like
run and
start run, and
lift
then
yourself
you
up.
hit the brake, so the front wheel brakes,
It's like
and then
you're-
it just like it like throws you up, and then you have to catch yourself, and you're like
Yeah.
See, look at that muscle memory, muscle memory. You know what I mean? I'm in there. You know what I
And
mean?
with a unicycle, you can pedal either way.
Yeah, front or back.
So to hit the brake, it's you stopping it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
You can't stop it. And that's the thing. Like you can't.
Right.
Like if you're to
gotta
stop it, you have to go
constantly
back or forward. You can't like.
I can get on the unicycle, nigga. I'm
Maybe
not
find one, Scoob.
Bro, I can get on.
I will put effort into finding
Nigga, I
one.
can get on the unicycle.
I really
That's
just
on
want to see
mamas.
this in person.
I'm
anyway.
just not. I'm not finna jump up and spin that bitch. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
But I can ride that bitch for sure. Been there, done that for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Unicycle is
We're
fun.
gonna find one.
Like, get one.
Yeah, go ahead.
When
Test me.
When y'all first left San Antonio, where did y'all go?
We went to Beeville.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's it like out there? I don't think I've ever been out there. What's Beeville like?
I don't know how it is
Shout out
now.
to everybody
So
in
was
Beeville
that
though.
for 10th grade year, Beeville?
Yeah.
Because you said you left San Antonio's freshman year, so 10th grade you went to Beeville?
Hold on,
think
before
so,
we
yeah.
get to Beeville, what was it like in high school out there?
And that's it.
A lot.
San
It
Antonio.
was huge.
No shit.
It was just huge. It was like Del Mar here.
No, already.
Like you know what I mean? It was just huge. It was on, like, and I was only actually there for like a little bit, like not even a full year.
No shit.
Yeah, so it wasn't like that big of an impact.
Was it
but-
fun? Did like
That was fun. I mean,
transition from junior high to high school was dope? Or?
I don't know. I have no idea. I just know I've
Gang,
never.
gang, bitch.
Yeah, I just never talked about high school this much. That was like the years that I don't fuck with, because that's like those are like my like. I was like, bro, I wasn't fucked with. Like I told you earlier, I wasn't fucked with at all. Like I was not cool. Like I didn't have friends. Like moved a lot. Like I was like the dude.
Loner.
I was a dude that went to like when I first moved to Corpus, I had to eat like lunch like outside by myself for like weeks. You know what I mean? Because I wasn't. I mean,
You're an outsider.
So somebody was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
"Dude,
out of towner.
What are you doing out here?"
yeah, and really, I hung out with nerds, bro. Like nerds are cool. Because like I told myself,
Fuck
I wasn't trying to.
I'm a geek myself, dog.
Yeah, same. But
You know what
like,
I'm saying?
I wasn't trying to associate myself with like any type of bad people. Like it wasn't my thing like anymore. So like, I was like, if I just stay calm, cool, collected under the radar, like I'll
Stay
be
out the
straight.
way.
Stay out the just stay out the way. You know what I mean?
Out the way. Nah, that's ill. So then you go to fucking Beeville for your 10th grade year,
Yeah.
and collective. How long were you in Beeville altogether?
Like, did you graduate from BB?
No, you
No,
didn't.
I graduated from here.
Oh, gotcha.
But how long were you in Beeville altogether?
Just like a year.
So when you go to Beeville,
Mm-hmm.
you transfer out of San Antonio and go to Beeville. What was that like?
It was cool. It was like
Oh shit,
It's like,
easy transition.
like one high school town.
Yeah. Well, it's actually crazy because before Beeville was actually Pettis, now that I'm remembering it. And Pettis was a graduating class of 15.
Wait a second. Beeville used to be a part of Pettis.
No, Pettis was outside. It's like an outskirt of Beeville. It's like 30 minutes away. It's like, I guess to compare it to something that's a little bit more, I don't know, like Three Rivers, Sydney. Not even Sydney. It literally has one gas station and a Dairy Queen. That's the whole city.
Pettis.
Yeah.
Oh no shit.
And yeah. And yeah, so I was going there for a while.
Before you went to Beeville.
Yes. And I was there for 6 months. Like before, not even a whole year.
And that's that. So that has to be a one high school town.
Yeah, well, and not even one high school. It was a one school town. Like we went to school.
shit.
Like we went to school with like at our lunchtime. Like our lunchtime was literally everybody from kinder. Because I said no. Like I said, there was a graduating class of 15. I only had 15 other people in my grade.
So you telling me at lunchtime
The
you might
whole-
see your baby brother?
100%. Yeah, everyone's eating the same shit at the same time.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. Oh,
Now
Doyle
look,
rules.
Now look, growing up, I'm from Cali. I'm born and raised in Southern California, right? And our elementary was kindergarten through 6th grade, right? So as a 6th grader, you might see your little brother, little sister or something. But nigga, you telling me it's a senior
Yeah,
that might see his motherfucking 7th grade brother?
yeah.
That's crazy. That's live.
I didn't have no siblings there, but it was actually really.
I'm surely that there were people that had siblings there though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was always like weird because little siblings would come over and they'd fucking like mess with their little brother or something
That's
like,
so crazy.
or their big brother, like you know what I mean.
Throw
Like,
a fucking
yeah.
pee at his head or something.
Yeah,
Like,
no, and it was crazy because everyone knew each other. Like it was a really small town.
small
like I said,
town. Everybody grew up together. Everybody
Yeah.
knew. Were you used to that type of
No.
close knit?
No.
Me neither, dog. Me neither. That
Like,
shit was strange.
It
Wasn't
was weird, especially because they didn't get many new people. So me as a new person, I just like walked in and like they were just like
Everybody
it was
look
like,
at you like,
what the hell? Yeah,
Drop
and
the
you
tray.
probably bigger than a lot of
yeah,
niggas.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, yeah, it was crazy.
Crazy.
Were you taller than the rest of your
Yeah,
class?
it was funny. I've been this. Well, it's funny because I haven't grown since 9th grade. So like,
really?
but that's when like, but I've been this big since 9th grade. So like,
6 what? 2? 6
6'1".
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
really?
not even that tall. Not that tall. Maybe I look bigger walking in, which is a good thing. But
Already, that's live. So you go to Pettis, you there for about 6 months, and it's cool.
Yeah.
No problems. Enjoyed it. Couple girls up there that was cute. Okay. Then you got to go to Beeville. Why?
Yeah.
Just not big enough, or
Yeah, that's kind of what it was. I was getting weirded out there. It was like, man, like I don't know if we have time, but I have a cow tipping story.
Yeah,
Like,
of course we got time.
I don't know. I have about yeah. If it was,
That's what it is. Fucking with them guys.
yeah. If it's one of those, but yeah, my time at Pettis, I actually had a homie of mine that was out there and
put you on that country shit.
Yeah, man, it makes me kind of like be like, damn, because I didn't really like back then. Like I was kind of more like, this shit's weird.
Yeah,
and like now I'm older and I'm like, man, I wish I would have had more fun back then. Like, because they were out there in 4-wheelers, they were fucking like getting dirty. Like I was all, man, I gotta take a shower. Like I'm not trying. I've always been real clean like that. Like you know what I mean. So I'm like, bro, like they were out there like literally wrestling hogs. Like you know what I mean,
slitting their throats.
Yeah,
and
bro.
shit.
I have seen a person my age, and at that time, like a kid, like pet a pig, and then we eating it for dinner the same night, like type shit. Like,
they on some
bro,
different shit.
even on a different type story in Beeville, which is crazy. It was I think it was my 9th grade year.
Come on.
It was biology, and our final was I had to take apart a whole animal.
Stop it.
Like put it in bleach so that it decompresses all of its bones, and then rearrange the bones together. And besides
what
that,
animal, nigga?
wait. Besides that,
I'm intrigued, nigga.
just wait, bro. Besides, he was like, if you can't find a dead animal or you don't have nothing to shoot, just go to the local pound and they'll give you a dog every Monday.
Wow.
Nigga, you is lying.
Yeah, let's just say I failed. Didn't do it.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I tried some. There was like 2 moments in time where I was like, I had a slingshot trying to hit a motherfucking squirrel, bro. It was crazy. Me and that squirrel was beefing for like a week. But like, I couldn't hit him, and I was like, I'm not supposed to kill animals. I'm not a hunter. Especially just for like a science project. What the fuck is this?
And I'm definitely not going to the pound on
Yeah,
Monday.
like, bro, I'm not gonna throw a whole like, because they were talking about
I feel
you had
like we need to report the pound.
Like,
bro,
that's
I was like, is this like a backdoor service?
Yes.
Are they like, are they just slinging dead dogs in the
Did he
people's
whisper
finals?
this
Like,
stuff to you?
bro, I remember him. He was like a 90-year-old dude, glasses,
bro.
like he looked like a mad scientist.
like,
type
how do
shit.
I put this big ass dog in a bottle of bleach?
That's what bro. And what's even crazier to me, bro, is that like I was the only person freaking out. Like everyone from there, it was normal. Like, and then like within like 2 days, people was bringing in projects. I'm talking about whole deer, like 2 dogs, cats, like bro, like just like normal, just like.
I can understand a deer. We might have had that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if you bring in a fucking cat, bitch.
Bro, you could tell that, and you could tell like it was like they had to glue the bones back together because they were just like hit on the street. They were like, oh, there's my final.
Damn.
It was
That's
crazy.
still a lot of effort alone. Even if you pick up some roadkill, just picking up some roadkill is too much.
Too fucking much.
But then going to the dog pound and picking Fido, who's on his last day, you're doing him a favor.
That's
Yeah.
And bro, and what if Fido's a 90-pound mastiff, nigga? How do
A
I
plus.
A
How do I
plus.
put this?
Shit.
Where am I bleaching? How am I doing this?
I think he's like they're like I don't know, bro. People have like back houses for this shit back there. Like yeah, I remember like you. Like, I feel like,
Barrels.
bro, they have barrels. They have whatever, bro. They have everything back there. Yeah, like bro, they're ready.
Nigga.
A town of taxidermists.
Like,
Straight up, for damn sure.
like I got this shit in my backyard.
Again, he said it's so normal. Everyone took it so normal within like a week. People and like this was like a month project. Like it was one of those things that I was like, just get it done by the end of the month. You know what I mean? It was our final. So like people were bringing it in early. Like and I was
early.
like, bro, like and it was then was even more messed
yesterday.
up. Yeah, it was even more messed up is that he started like he was putting them all in the class for like final grade day.
For
so
display.
like I'm in class every day with all these dead animals around me, bruh. Like just skulls, like bro, it was so messed up, dog. Like I remember one time like I found a dead bird and I was like, all right, like this is gonna be it. Like you know what I mean? So I remember I cut open like a gallon of water, like the plastic one.
Yeah.
So I put a gallon of water. I just filled it with bleach. And I put it in there because the teacher just said just to throw it in bleach, and the bleach will eat everything besides the bones. And then like the fucking bro, within 2 days, It was crazy. Shit was outside sitting that bitch. Like I opened it up.
Like,
it was all damn. Like
that bitch. That's crazy.
Bro. It was all bones. And then like I drained it, and I was like, bro, I threw up like 100%. Like bro, that was gross. And like so then I pick it up and I'm washing the bones right in the back sink, and fucking one of them breaks on me, and I was like, fuck this shit, bro. I'm not doing this shit. Like. I was literally like, hell no, film me. Like, I got in, and it was actually crazy because my mom went in and, like, made a huge deal. Like, my mom's always been like that. She's like...
made a huge deal to the school?
Yeah, she put up to the school, like, to talk to the principal and everything.
How brittle fucking bleached bird bone is?
Like, and that's when I learned in biology that he was like, well, you should have known because a bird's bones are hollow. We learned that in the first semester. I'm all like, damn.
God damn.
Yeah.
What happened with the incident to where you had
the cow?
No, hold on. Before we even get there, what happened with your tea, man? What did your mom go in there and say to these people?
Bro, it was actually funny because I had to sit. I'm always the one that sits outside. Like, so it was like a movie scene, bro. I'm just sitting outside like this, and then like you just hear my mom yelling because like I know how my mom yelling. Yeah. And like, bro, you just hearing that shit, like
birds and shit.
She was like, "This isn't normal. Like, I don't understand what made y'all think that this is okay to put this is traumatizing. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
dog. Like,
dude,
my son saw bird brain and bleach, bro, on a Thursday.
Yeah, man, for a final, and it was just, I think the next year they didn't do it anymore.
Oh shit.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, I remember like I was gone by then, but I heard somewhere that they don't do that no more.
That's crazy. That's fucking gnarly. That's an ill story.
It's crazy because I started on the cow tipping story and ended up there.
I love that. We're still going to the cow tipping story.
That was a quick story. I was going out there. My boy is 4-wheeling. He was like, yo, you want to go tip a cow? It's sleeping. And I was like, bet. All right. I'm going to go out there, go tip a cow. I seen it in the movies. They talk about it. It's fun. Ha, ha, hoo, hoo. You know what I'm saying? Stop. So then I'm out there. And he's like, man, I know just a cow we got to go to. So then he goes. And I'm in his 4-wheeler. He got like one of them dune buggies, you know, the low one. So I'm sitting there. And he has like a BB gun, right? So he's sitting there with the BB gun like this, driving. And I'm looking at this boy in fucking 9th grade, 8th grade. I'm just looking at it. Like,
this nigga know what he's doing.
And it's dark. Like, we're in a field. Like, this is his farm. You know what I mean? His parents' farm and shit. Like, it's just no lights. Like, the lights from the thing. And
that's all we got. And
bobbing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This
like,
nigga know what he doing.
Bobbing.
I'm good.
Pulls up. And he's like, all right, there it is right there. And he's like, what you're going to do is, he's like, you're just going to walk up slowly behind it, try to be real quiet, and you're going to slap it on the ass. And I was like, I'm going to slap it on the ass. He's like, yes, go up there and just slap that bitch on its ass. And I was like, all right. Because he was like, what cow tipping is a cow's asleep. It falls asleep standing up. And when you scare it, it's supposed to be like, ah, and then it fucking falls. That's like the thing.
They fucked you, bro.
Yeah. Like you don't actually tip the cow. I didn't know that. You know what I mean? And I think this is actually a real thing, cow tipping. But anyway, I'm going up, and fucking, I'm going real slight, real. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, let me get up there. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna slap this motherfucker on his ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, hyped.
Crazy.
And my homie, and I'm sitting there, and I'm coming like from like the right hand side, right? And then all of a sudden, I hear pop. And the fucking, my homie shot the cow in the balls. In his big ass balls. Hanging out the backside of that motherfucker's legs. He shot it and it was fucked up because I'm coming right up on its ass. You know what I'm saying? So like, I have my full vision like on everything that's going on. So I'm sitting here like this and I'm like 3 feet away and it's like, boom, ting. That motherfucker goes, turns around, sees me, right? Immediately makes eye contact with me and I'm like, oh fuck, I'm scared. So now I start backing away. I'm like, oh shit, like this all right? And this cow's like starts like speeding up on me, right? And I'm like, oh shit, like so I ended up booking it. I'm running like a motherfucker, and my homie laughing his ass off.
Still sitting in the car,
and this boy drives off. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh shit. So then I'm running at this one direction, and I see a fence that I was like, the cow was kind of by, you know what I mean? So I had to jump through the barbed wire fence. Damn. And that shit that shit fucked me up a little bit on my back and shit too. I literally dove through that motherfucker, and that cow was all like literally like a horse, bro. And I can't even lie to you. Yeah, it was all. Damn. And I was all, bro. Cows run fast. Moral of the story: cows run very fast.
Very fucking fast.
They're big, but they have momentum.
Bro, you know what I'm saying? A bull moves
fast. It's wild. Fast.
Damn, that's fucked up.
You end up getting in trouble for that? Or your mom was just like, fuck that, we're taking you to another school because
it was funny because my mom, I said earlier, my mom was so like guarding of me as a kid and like my we're in San Antonio. But when we moved to there, she was like, "This is the country. Nothing happens in the country.
Go out there.
This is the country. Nothing happens in the country.
I swear to God, go be a man.
Yeah, go. You know what I mean? And so like, bro, I was like that because that night I was spending the night at my homies. You know what I mean? Like it was like, and like, bro, like it was so fucked up. I was all crying and shit, scary. You know what I mean? Up. Yeah, scratched up. Like I'm not used to it. I was like, bro, we're not friends no more. Like, like bro,
they want to fight you.
Yeah, like fuck damn. And it was fucked up because like the only reason I'm not is because I don't know how to get home. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, fuck, dog.
Damn. So that was in Beeville.
Yeah, that was in Beeville.
So it sounded like you had some fun.
I mean, if that's classified as fun, yeah, it's a fun story now. I love the story. It's a great. It's a, you know, it's interesting.
You didn't have no fun out there? Is that a small town like?
Did you ride horses?
No. Yeah, it's like that was like a 3A school. So my graduating class was like 200.
Yeah, this is like a 1A, you know?
Yeah, it's a 1A.
It was like a 3A.
Yeah, damn. I think it's a 4A now.
Yeah.
It grew. It's grown a lot in the last 10 years.
Any sports in Beeville?
Just football.
Oh, that's fire.
Yeah.
Was y'all any good?
No, we were ass. Yeah. Bro, they had me like as a defensive lineman, and I'm like, bro, like I'm not defensive lineman material. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
coach fucking up off the rip.
No, that's what I'm saying. And I was like, wow, like I'm just doing this to work out at this point.
He's probably the biggest person they ever fucking seen.
And I was just like,
Coach
like,
got his son in star player role.
Yeah.
Quarterback of the year and shit.
Yeah, that's how it was for trash. Like. That's actually when I stopped like playing basketball for the teams because then when you go from small towns to that like that, it like it makes you like what's the word?
Target.
No, there's like favoritism.
Oh yeah, for damn.
Like they already have their varsity, they have their junior varsity. They've been coaching these kids since they were you know young jits. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that was something that was like, you know what I mean?
Okay, so then you leave Beeville.
How long did you do in Beeville?
I'm sorry?
How long did you do in Beeville? Like, what years of school?
I don't know. Like, that was my beginning of my ninth grade year.
School in Beeville?
No, here.
Here in Corpus?
Yeah, I finished school here at Ray. At Ray, I went to Ray. I graduated from Ray here.
Okay, so you left Beeville and came to Ray?
Yes.
Okay, and then leaving. How was it going from Beeville to Ray?
It was nice. Should I say? Just it was a little bit bigger school. I was actually supposed to go to King.
Okay.
Because we started off. No, I was supposed to go to Moody. Because when we moved here, I don't know how the school districts work. It was the like the project housing on Ayers.
La Mala?
Yeah, there it is. Moody, that's where we were there first, and then we moved from there, and we were still on Section 8. But Section 8, there was you do a program where like they basically pay a certain amount of your rent, and I think that's still how it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you don't have to live like in those like same like apartments.
Now where you can down there have a house and shit.
Right.
And that's kind of what we did. That's what we did. So I ended up moving into it was right behind like Coffee Waves on Airline.
Already.
For like the first couple years, you know what I mean? So I was supposed to go to King, but I lied because my grandfather had just passed away, and my grandfather was like one of my biggest like influences. Right. You know what I mean? And he was just like more of like my father figure in life. So and he passed away like that was like the reason we moved too. So I guess like a year before. But he graduated from Ray.
Oh wow.
Like cause my mom's family is like originally from here, and then they all moved to San Antonio. And then you know what I mean?
So then y'all move back to Corpus. You go to Ray, or you go? Did you come back to Corpus and go straight to Ray?
Yes.
Oh, that's fire.
What was your move whenever you found out that y'all were leaving Beeville and y'all were going to come to Corpus? And did you have it in your mind that y'all were going to go back to San Antonio?
Oh, I still have this. My bad.
Like whenever y'all left San Antonio, did you think that y'all were going to go back to San Antonio? Or you
eventually, I did. Because that was like one of my things, bro. I fucking hated it. Like looking back now, like whenever I went to school in Ray, I was like the dude that just wore fucking Spurs jerseys every day, like all black. Like I'd wear like just Spurs gear like every day. Right. Because like I was like just a kid throwing a fit, bro. Like I was just like, man, I miss my old friends, the life I grew up with. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Like I was just a kid throwing a fit. You know what I mean? So that's just like another thing of like fucking
being an outsider.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like so, it was just weird. It was just a little, but it was cool. Like I said, it was the first initial like chilling by myself that after that got over with, I was able to kind of meet some people and fall in line and not feel so left out, you know. And like I said, it was just nerds, which is like cool though, because like, bro, I was a big Spider-Man fan, big comic book fan, movie fan, you know what I mean? Like,
were y'all having like any kind of gaming parties and shit like that?
Like
No,
nerd,
I was actually
events.
They did like, but like I had to watch them because like they were like the kids that like grew up doing that. I was outside, so like they were good as fuck, and I like didn't want to. I was just happy to be there. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just like, oh yeah, this is cool. You know what I mean? And fucking, yeah, like that was pretty cool. And then but then again, like high school wasn't my thing. I wasn't on any sports teams. I didn't do anything like that. I just kind of stayed below the radar. You know?
Shit. When you went to Ray, you didn't play no sports?
I tried out to the basketball team, but I moved there in the middle of the season. So it was like, and then whenever that happened, like I wasn't accepted like that year. So I was like, there's no point in trying out next year. Like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I feel that. So, but yeah, so then that was cool. But after high school was really like, and I always knew it like as a child or whatever, that was just going to be a growing part. Like something to learn from just for, yeah, you know? Because there's people in that motherfucking, we all know them, that fucking, that was their best years, bro. Like, where they were like, man, in high school, I used to this, but bro, I used to lift this much. I used to fucking, you know what I mean? People bring that shit up all the time.
Hey.
Scored 30 points and
damn, homie.
That Al Bundy.
In high school, you was the man, homie.
Yeah, like.
What the fuck happened to you?
Already.
That's that Al Bundy shit, bro.
So I always knew that. Like, fuck that.
Poke eye. 4 touchdowns in a single game.
Yeah, already. Number 33.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's crazy. So it was a lot of that bullshit going on.
Were you doing anything musically in high school?
Like I said, no, but in like my 2 years before high school, 2 years like in high school, so I guess my beginning of my junior years when I, like in Christmas break is when I asked my mom for the microphone. She said, she was like, you can't sing. And I was all right, yeah, you're right. But I did start doing music during my senior year, like the ending of my senior year. That started off with like rap battles. Oh, and also I didn't
Ray?
Yeah, and also didn't tell you I skipped a year. Like I graduated early because when I went from school in small town Pettis and then moved to Corpus, right. I was in I'm sorry, back up. In San Antonio, I was in AP classes. And like all the head classes, like all my I was taking like the Avid program, like shit that was like, you know what I mean? I've always been really smart. Like schooling was a thing that was like, it was funny because like my mom would be so pissed because I never tried and I got all A's all the time. And she'd be like, bro, you never study. Like she was so pissed just because she's like, imagine if you studied, you know what I mean? How far she's like, how far are you to go? You know what I mean? Like, and I'd be like, bro, I just want to like chill. And like last time I was smoking weed still, so I was like, bro, I just want to chill, smoke weed, fucking listen to music. Like I love music all the time, you know what I mean? And she'd just be like, why the fuck aren't you like doing anything? Like, you know what I mean?
Did you ever get caught smoking weed? When was the first time you got caught smoking weed? Or give me one of the times you got caught smoking weed.
I don't really know. My mom was honestly really cool about it. She made it a really big deal about like, and it ended up being like worse later because I did get kicked out like when I was like 17, beginning of 17, and the big reason was because of smoking weed.
Where at?
Or 16. I was 16 when I got kicked out at my mom's house.
Oh,
so my senior year, my end of my senior year, I was living by myself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been living by myself, or like living in my own house.
You got caught, and she was like, "I'm not doing this shit."
It wasn't just that, like, bro. It was just like, again, me being, I was arrogant. I was very smart, and I was very arrogant. Like, you know what I mean?
And that's when
so like,
you pretty much mad because y'all ain't go back to San Antonio.
Yeah. So at that point, like, I was already doing my own shit. Like, I was already like, I was making money, bro. I was making good money. I was flipping shit in school. Like, my mom was mad because I was buying my own shit. Like, in like as a sophomore, senior, like I was like, I bought my own fucking PS4 thing at the time. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was like a thing of like,
where the fuck you get that from?
Yeah.
I bought it.
But much love, like, you know what I mean. My mom passed away recently. I guess like about 3 years ago.
I'm sorry to hear
so
that.
You know what I mean, like everything. Like I always take it as a lesson. You know what I mean. Like that's why I understand now. Like growing up, that like it's everything she did was for a reason, and that's why I understand it so much now, and it impacts me. You know what I mean?
Because she loved you so much.
Because I think about that now. Just
Are you the only child?
Yes, until like
wow.
I was only child until about 15 years.
So you that's so crazy. So you and is it a sister or a brother?
Sister.
So you.
I have like 3 sisters on my dad's side. 2 sisters and a brother. But on my side, it's just my mom's side is a.
You and your sister, and you're 15 years apart.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But
Me and my baby brother were 16 years apart.
Oh wow. Yeah, so you know how it is, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so like it just wasn't the connection was a little. But anyway, I don't know if now.
What do you start doing right after high school?
You graduate.
I work at Chick-fil-A, and actually that's when I started like doing like more music. Like I was living by myself, and I was just doing music. Like I feel like. Yeah, well, I guess like going back to like the story of like high school, the reason I started in high school was that I was like freestyling during lunch.
Yeah,
because that was a thing that people were doing. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that was cool. So I would like battles. Freestyle. Yeah, like battles and stuff. So I'd be battling.
So like doing them acapella.
Like battle, like
yeah.
That's what I'm gonna say. Like not off the fucking off the lunch
table.
bench. Yeah, the
table
lunch
and pen.
Yeah, or we'd like have like I was fucked up. I've been extra. I would always bring like a speaker to school.
I was gonna say this is a different time period.
Yeah, like I would. So like my different time period.
Bringing a speaker to school in my time period sounds crazy as fuck.
Crazy.
Shut that shit down ASAP.
We're not doing that.
Yeah, no.
We're not doing that.
So many people did, and it was like it was fucked up too because I would have it to where I remember one time I like built this backpack where like. I cut like 2 holes in the bottom of it because it was like a little like the speaker was like this big, and I'd just be wearing that bitch just bumping, and like in like halls when it's busy and stuff, like teachers be all,
who the fuck?
Yeah, and like because they don't, you know what I mean?
Everybody,
yeah,
that's dope as fuck.
Yeah. That's crazy. What's some memorable battles that went on at Ray?
I don't know. We were all ass.
For real?
Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
y'all just trying to hone y'all. Y'all just fucking around trying to hone y'all.
Nah, just like in the retrospect of things, like, you know what I mean? No one did anything. No one, like, you know what I mean? It was just like we were all ass. We were just fucking having fun, and that's what it matters. You know what I mean? Like, there was definitely like good battles and bad battles. But to name you one, to sit here and name you one, be like, bro, I can't even remember one person I probably freestyled with over there.
I was just gonna ask
shit.
that,
yeah, like not just because like, and not even like really like over here. I started like freestyling with like. The homies from CC Fridays and stuff when we began doing that, but before that, like, bro, fucking, we were just having fun, and it started getting breaking other teachers wouldn't like us, and then we started like being cooler, and we were in, like in corners and shit. All fucking,
hell yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I was actually pretty good at one point. I definitely will say that, and like that was one of those things that like.
You were one of the ones that stood out amongst the freestylers.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, that's what's up.
Oh yeah, for sure. It was fun. Like, you know what I mean? Like I said, it was like. We weren't talking about nothing,
right?
Like, you know what I mean? We're
just
the vibe
shit.
of it. Just
the vibes, bro. Those I guess like I don't know. Make y'all. I've never been anywhere where people ask me this many questions about my past. So I'm like reminiscing and shit.
That's good, bro.
Yeah, hell yeah.
A lot of people got to know where you come from, bro.
Exactly.
Especially for people who just meeting you and stuff like that. Like,
so freaking, you graduate high school, and what happens?
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. I worked at Chick-fil-A, and that's where I met Tony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
Full circle.
That's
now
crazy.
it's coming full circles around that motherfucker.
That's fucking gnarly, dog.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's where I met Tony, and that's where like the whole CC Fridays thing was.
That's
So
fucking
were you
gnarly.
part of the original crew?
Yeah,
Yes.
he had
They were even
to.
CC
He had to have been.
Yes.
If that nigga was at Chick-fil-A,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
had to have been.
Yeah.
How he broke it down, how y'all would go and chill at somebody's house first, and then eventually
That's
grew into going downtown and all that.
Yeah, it
He
was
said
great.
straight after work.
And it was
Yeah.
all organic. And
Dude, it was honestly the most organic thing I've ever been a part of. and it's crazy too because like that's like people always ask me now like my little homies and stuff, they're just like, you know, how do you do this, or how do I do this, or you know what I mean, or how do I grow their business, you know what I mean, and what, like I don't know, watching CC Fridays grow is like I said, the most organic thing you could ever see. Like it started off like in my homie's garage and Tony's garage like this, you know what I mean, like just to say we're all freestyling, you know what I mean? And then it was like at that time, like I was like couch hopping, so I would like sleep there sometimes and like, you know what I mean? Fucking so, and fucking it would be crazy to like see everybody freestyle. And then over like a year, we started like playing around with the idea of like let's start inviting people like just to hang out, you know what I mean? Freestyle, you know what I mean? That's how like Merc got involved.
Shout out Merc. He was tapped in.
Shout out to Merc, man.
Yeah, and then it was like I remember like Tony had a speaker at that time, and then I remember like buying this like UE boom speaker, and then like we just took it to the Water Gardens because we were like, let's just do this in public. Yeah. So we went to the Water Gardens, invited people, and then like 2 weeks later, Tony bought like a UE boom speaker, and it's cool too because those are like you can compare them.
Connected.
Yeah. So like you could just play them off of one phone. You know what I mean? So then we just had them there, and then did that for like 6 months, and then after that, it grew into like, oh man, we kind of need a DJ. Do you think we need a DJ? Like you're like, oh, do you think we need some speakers? Like, do you think we need this? Like, do you? You know what I mean? And it was like watching that grow from, like I said, just me and Tony and like his cousin and everybody from there to moving up to
That's so dope.
Fucking hundreds of people at the Water Gardens.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's crazy,
bro. That shit is dope.
The Skub has his little premiere there too.
Yeah, that was.
I think you had to have been there that night. You were there most nights that I remember you there.
Where?
Like, at the Water Gardens.
The Water Gardens. Yeah.
Because
it was my
I took
shit.
Skub.
Like, you know what I mean?
Well,
Like-
that's what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
from the outside looking in, I just thought you were the star artist there.
Right.
And then Merc comes up, and I'm like, oh, there's two of y'all.
Yeah.
And then but everybody else was like, seemed like they were still, working on their craft, while y'all seemed like y'all were advanced
Yeah.
amongst them. But I had to get Skub out there because I had heard Skub
that was my debut.
one-on-one. I took his ass out there, bro. And I always say the love that CC Fridays showed, the organic of it, was just amazing, bro. Like, you could be anybody and go up there and they respected what the fuck you just did.
It was it's such a beautiful thing.
And applauded you and everything, bro. It felt different from the type of environment that we had previously grown from, to where it was like we're all doing the same thing, so we can't be friends, kind of thing.
Yeah.
My song's better than yours,
or my bars are better than yours.
And it didn't feel like that out there at all.
Not at all. It felt like fucking the complete opposite of that. Like the polar opposite of that. It felt like, oh, you rap? I fucking rap too.
Yeah.
Did we just become best friends?
Yeah.
That's literally how it felt.
That's how, like, I will say, like, I feel like styles of music and waves of music were definitely influenced by that. Like, here, and should I say, you know what I mean? Like, it got to the whole hardcore scene. Like, I was the first, like me and my partner were the first people to bring down, like, I don't know, Jeffrey, and like, and like that whole wave. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've heard a lot about
You
that.
got to talk about that, the creation of Meta Entertainment and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's like.
Because that's during the same time too, right?
Huh?
That's during the same time too?
No, that's a little bit afterwards. Me and CC Fridays had parted ways.
Oh, got you.
And then I went off, did my own thing, started Meta Entertainment.
Right.
And that was the thing with my partner Josh and J Vibes. And
yeah, you had the event downtown at Produce, I believe, right?
Friday night store parties.
Yeah.
Was Produce doing Friday night store parties like years before that?
Yeah, they were doing, and then
stopped or something, and then y'all brought it back.
Yeah, because I was working for Dusty at the time. So so we had became real close, and then we started just bringing back the Friday night store parties. So at Produce, I was doing the Friday night store parties for about 2 or 3 years.
That's
Yeah.
Every Friday too. Shit.
Yeah, every Friday.
So how did you tap in with Dust himself?
Walking down the street, he liked my hair.
No shit.
Yeah, and you're
That's
just
crazy.
like, hey, I like your hair. Do you think you could like help me out? You know what I mean? So I ended up coming by the studio, helping him out. You know what I mean? And then I started like helping him out with his merch, helping him out with like the store, like running the store. It was like a mutual thing because at that point too, like I had my own store at the Exchange. Wow. And
that's crazy.
I was selling local merch, like, and curating art.
Yeah.
So
Is
I
that
definitely want to give you the title, bro, because now everybody's trying to do that shit. You started that, bro. I gotta
Been
give it
doing
to you.
that.
I gotta give it to you.
thank you, sir.
Wasn't nobody else saying bring your local merchandise here so it could be sold, and then after a week, 2 weeks, you come get a check
Yeah.
for what your merchandise is sold. You drop off 10 shirts and 5 sold. You come back and you get a fucking check for them 5 shirts, and it was all legit. You give them to them for the wholesale, and they gonna sell them for retail. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta give you that, bro. Wasn't nobody else doing that shit.
That's
so.
live.
Thank you.
Yeah, mamas.
But yeah, so at that point, I ended up just bringing the store over to Produce.
That's
And then-
live.
Yeah, and then we started doing the Friday night store parties, started curating artists, and that was a thing that kind of started off of like wanting to give people a platform. We had speakers, we had everything we needed. We had the backing,
Right.
you know what I mean? We had the location.
Right.
So it was like, all right, well, let's just do this. Like every week we were putting on a new DJ, a new it was like a new DJ, a new pop-up.
At Produce?
A new
Yeah.
DJ, a new artist.
A new
and
artist.
A new fucking clothing brand.
Yeah, clothing brand.
That's tight.
Every week.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that was a great time. It ended up being pretty good. People liked it. You know what I mean? I seen.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? So that was always fun. You know.
Who were
And we
some
also
of the
did.
artists that you put on back then?
Man, like, bro, we actually have put on artists that are like big now. Like do you know Coda?
Like actual art?
No, like
Like rappers.
Oh, okay.
rappers.
Okay.
Like do you know like Coda the Friend? You ever heard of
I'm
him?
not familiar with
He has a couple like 1.2 billion or something on Spotify. Or a good thing. He has really
I
good
would say
songs.
I've heard of Coda, but I don't
Yeah.
know if it's
Anyway, he's just a
that.
really big guy. I got like we ended up booking him. He was his first like Texas tour out here.
No shit.
Yeah, he had never been to Texas before, so we ended up booking him out here, booking flights for him. He just performed at a store party. We had like a 3-day thing because at that point, my homie J Vibes had heard about him, and he had put a song. We were like, man, we got to get this guy out here. So he ended up doing that. Same thing with like I don't know Jeffrey. We were the first person to bring him out here, type of shit.
That's crazy.
We were putting on like we had like everyone. We had like back when Almighty was doing more stuff. People like from other cities like Pantheon. They ended up doing like really good stuff. They performed at South by. We had like Chris Heartless. Yeah, he lives in New York now. Yeah, we brought Heartless out here. Bro, I don't say anybody you can think of. Like I can go through and show you flyers. Like I always think about it sometimes. Like bro, I can just show you flyers or whatever. That's why I love Instagram because it's it just shows everything that you've done.
Right.
But like. I don't know. Almost anybody you can think of has been a part of it. You know what I mean? Or like has ran into me. It was funny because we were talking to like Breland Price the other day from Corpus Forever, and he was like, "Man, like every time I try to come here and try to do something, I always run into you." You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, yeah. So I don't know. Like along the way, you know what I mean? I just try to work hard, and I feel like putting people on and helping people out is like work. Like my motto for life is work hard and do good.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you'll be straight. Like you'll be fine. Like you'll turn out great. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
The world
I
is fucking
remember
man.
doing like the store parties. I remember y'all were doing like big functions, and I remember like specifically
oh man, those are
the
fun.
ones that were like on airline and.
Bro, remember? You know what's crazy? You remember we would
What's considered a big function? Like what are you talking about? Here?
like 500,000.
Parties were more like outside. Like everything's store parties were like a mini block party.
Stop.
The functions was like a college party.
Stop.
Right?
Yeah.
Stop.
And bro, you know what's bro? Oh, dog. It's crazy because we used to rent out gyms,
Nah.
like big gyms, and like just move all the weights to the backyard.
Stop it.
And like they'd have big yards, so we move all the weights or put them to a corner and cover them up, and it's just like a big space at that point. And then we throw because we were you can ask anybody. I don't know. I don't like saying stuff like this. And fuck that.
Talk that shit.
We just ended up booking EDM, like in like how like
They
EDM.
had invested into themselves. They had bought their own
Yeah.
like, sound systems, and you know what I'm saying, type of shit. Like they were like shit on the come up shit.
Yeah, so we ended up bringing a lot of EDM people down here, and we put on a lot of DJs, and a lot of DJs helped us out, and the scene grew huge. So like should I say, like we were throwing like these parties every like 2 months, and we were renting out just like abandoned locations, like places that like parties shouldn't be. You know what I mean? And you would just pull up and fucking vibe out. Yeah, whole time we had lights, we had everything. Oh, we had lights, but more than that, we had ambition. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The drive, nigga.
Cause guess who was staying there till 8 a.m. moving weights back?
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Making that bitch look spick and span.
Like,
We done mopped the floor.
like nothing was ever there.
Like they got like nothing. Just how it is. Like they got fucking work to like somebody's working out at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? The gym's open, so we had to give that bitch back. You know what I mean? Like
That's dedication.
Yeah.
I think about it's crazy. I think about those days. A matter of like I always tell people like you have homies that tell you like I need a. Like I'm putting in the work, I'm trying hard, you know what I mean? But like, what does that mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, everybody has their own like version.
Yeah.
I always think
what's hard for them.
Yeah, like I always think about like the worst thing in my life and the worst thing in your life, no matter what they are different. Say I got a paper cut and like you know what I'm saying, whatever. And that's still the worst pain in my life. That's the worst shit I done ever felt. That's the worst shit you don't ever felt. It's the same shit. Like I don't understand what deeper pain is. Same thing as like having like joy or like these things. Like I like it's the same shit. If you feel me,
I feel what you're saying.
I mean?
No, I understand what you're saying. The pain is the pain.
Yeah. So like
at the end of the day, the pain is the pain.
So like I'm in there putting work, like literally, like I don't know if you actually have the capacity to move these weights back after drinking all night, fucking up the event, working all day to move this shit already, fucking mowing the grass, fucking. I don't know if you have that shit in you. You know what I'm saying? But I do. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I know that I'm gonna win. You know what I mean? Because of that, like that drive, and that's what I'm saying. That's why like people tell me like, you know, I'm trying my best, I'm trying my hardest, and it's like, bro, like, well, what are you really doing? It's like the whole yeah, you doing right, but are you doing the right things? You know what I'm saying? Type shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you trying, but are you trying them in the right ways?
In the right order, man.
Oh, that's a wasp, nigga. Ooh, got it. Get that. Yeah. Boom. Ooh.
June bug, son.
Crazy.
June bug.
Crazy. Intruder on set and security.
Little June bug, man. That's crazy. So how long did y'all do the EDM parties for?
Man, that was a little era. It was probably like a year.
No shit.
But we were doing it very consistently. You know what I mean?
Damn, man, y'all need to bring that shit back.
They're doing it at House of Rock. That shit was out.
Yeah.
You need to bring that shit back, bro.
Shout out Breezy tuned in.
That's crazy.
Breezy said, "Shout out."
Who do you got playing? Who do you got coming up?
Oh, you still got go from
what?
Because after like
After the EDM,
then was it the? Did you start DJing after? When did you start Lovers Only, the clothing brand?
2 years ago.
Okay.
No shit.
is there something
So what
before
came
that?
first, DJing and Flanagan's or
DJing Flanagan's.
Okay, so I'm like getting into DJing.
That was actually a thing because like I've been like self-employed for the past like 8 years.
Okay.
So I've been doing like just like from throwing parties or like you know what I mean, like whatever the fuck. And one of my big things was that like I was being an artist a lot, so I was like moving around and like touring and like doing what I needed to do to try to get some money. And whenever I started DJing, it was a thing because like it was the pandemic. Well, really like it was the pandemic, and my mom had passed like shortly after.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so like I didn't feel comfortable writing songs because everything was sad. If that makes sense, you know what I mean? And like it sucks. This is still a thing I deal with today, you know what I mean? But like it's one of those things that like I would like sit there and I like try to write and like because of my music that I was trying to go in my like direction and my branding was like I was trying to hit a certain type of feeling, you know what I mean?
Right.
And like I was just like, man, like I couldn't produce that sound anymore. I felt like, you know what I mean? So then I got real like insecure about like how I'm feeling with my rap, and I don't know. I kind of just like fucking dumbly like put the pen down, you know what I mean? And that was like a thing that I was just like, man. So. And I was getting into it like a real dark area. Like I couldn't like figure out what to do. I had recently just gotten kicked out like again. So like I was like living on the street at this point, and it was crazy that I like had DJing too, because I got into it because I needed a musical outlet still.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I had DJ homies that I knew were making bread off DJing, and I was like, I'm good at marketing. I'm good at learning things. I'm good at this. Like, I can be good at this. Like, you know what I mean?
See what I can do.
Yeah, and it was crazy because when I went to Flanagan's, like, I got hired the day that I went there. But actually, I tried out one gig with a little board I had. It's like a $400 board. Right. But shout out ZZ Sounds, bro. They don't do no credit check. If y'all are any DJs or anything, like I'm gonna do a little plug real quick. If y'all are any DJs, any people who need lighting equipment, anything like that, go to zzsounds.com. They don't do a credit check, and you can buy up to like $2,000 up front. Don't know how they do it. I don't know. But that's how I got started in my DJ journey, because I had zero money. So like I just like bought a board, fucking got a gig, paid it off, bought another board, paid it off. Like now I got I have two boards and they're both $5,000. Like, you know what I mean? Like, cause I done I make sure to buy the, like, it's crazy cause now I'm like fucking bougie. I'm like, I gotta buy the best of the best. Like if I'm gonna buy something, it has to be the newest shit, the best shit. Like, you know what I mean?
You still fucking with ZZ now?
Yeah, bro.
Already,
Like, you know what I mean? But like, and that's actually because it's funny because like it's you know what I'm talking about. But like, I have my mixer and my turntable, and my turntable was $2,500, and my mixer was 2 Gs. So like that, like I don't. But on my ZZ Sounds, but I had bought like 4 or 5 different like boards already, and like bought like speakers and shit and paid it off. So like my credit limit was at like 6,000, 7,000. So like ended up, so I ended up getting that. And then so now I'm like waiting to just buy the other turntable, but I haven't figured out honestly. Like I like it kind of one turntable. I just be doubling up, switching over. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, and I've been doing that for a while, but I've only had those boards for about like I don't know, like 6 months. Those are my newest purchase that I should say. You know what I mean?
When you go and do a gig, what music do they ask you to play the most?
It's really just hip hop. It's a hip hop club. Yeah.
You got a residency.
Yeah. I DJ almost every day. I DJ really every day. Like, even really like right now, I have my homie Cadence. Shout out Cadence. He went to he went to Flans and helped me like start up the music.
That's
It's covering for you right now.
Yeah. Like he starts up the music and he actually plays my mix.
Oh,
like he just
shit.
plays like he sets up my controller and stuff and he's just playing my mix right now.
dope.
So I'm still like technically like DJing.
You know
Like
what
it's
I'm
my
saying?
mix. You know what I mean?
I'm getting paid while I'm here, nigga.
Did you record the drops in there?
Yeah, I do everything.
Damn.
Like it picks up everything.
Damn.
So it's pretty cool. It's a good system they have worked out there.
What's your favorite part about DJing? Like,
Well,
and when I say that, I mean that in a sense of like scratching,
Mm-hmm.
mixing, like
it's really just the connection to the crowd. But one thing I will say that like I know it's gonna piss people off is fucking I don't DJ for fun. Like I don't DJ because I like to DJ. Like you're never gonna, bro. You're never.
You think it's hard or
No, I'm really good at it. Like don't like you need to hear me, but I'm really good at it. You know what I mean? Like I can scratch, I can do the whole shit. You know what I mean?
Shit.
But like I get the fucking people going. That's the real part. That's the important part. You know what I mean? But I just DJ for money, bro. Like whoever pays me the most on like is like and not even
That's
that like
what I meant.
and like you know what I mean? Like but like that's like. And like I treat this shit like a job. Like I show up to Flans like every day, do the job, fucking, you know what I mean? Like, and that's like, and I want to win, you know what I mean? And like, shout out to them, they didn't put me on, and like, you know what I mean? Like I treat this shit for real.
That's live.
But like I lock in gigs, like my price is high, you know what I mean? And like as it should be, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's one of those things that's like if you want it, you know what I mean? Like
You're gonna pay for it.
yeah, you know what I mean? Because like again, I don't do it for fun. You're never gonna see me in my room practicing. You're never gonna see that. You know what I mean? Like I don't have that in me. You know what I mean? I just ended up getting good at it. And it was funny, like I said, is that like when I got to Flans, I was doing the he had asked me how long have I been DJing, and I was like, I'm DJing 3 years, and it was my first time ever DJing because I've never had the space or to plug into anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like I always just like was playing off the computers. You know what I mean? Just so I could like and I had just got, and like I said, I was like fucking just like around, so like I needed a job. So I was like, I was just like, you know, I do this, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I ended up being there and then hopping on, and they liked me.
That's crazy.
But it's crazy because I just like
how long you been there?
About 3 years now.
That's crazy.
And it's crazy because I would just like echo out. Like I knew the echo out effect. We would just echo out of the track, and I would just go into another one. Like I didn't know how to blend. I didn't know how to mix. I didn't know how to do nothing. You know what I mean? It was just like what put me what was like good, and what I'm very good at. And my thing is song selection.
Already.
You know what I mean? And like to me, that's what matters. Like I'm always the type to be like, bro, if the bitches ain't dancing, like I don't give a fuck if there's 25 niggas in the corner going like this. Yeah. I don't want that. I want that one bitch to dance. Because you know why? It's because that she gonna dance and y'all gonna stay because y'all want to see her dance. But if y'all are just doing that, she's gonna leave because it's weird.
Yeah.
And then every girl that walks in is gonna think that it's weird. Walk out. You know what I mean? As opposed to like, you know what I mean? If there's more girls, it's more inviting. You know what I mean? So.
Crowd control.
That's fucking crazy.
And before you get into the clothing brand, the premeditation project, let's talk about one song off of there. The song "Dirty Water."
Oh yeah.
We gotta talk about that one.
Don't drink that shit because that shit is dirty.
Hell yeah.
It's yeah, man. It's crazy because that was like the first song I made with Quentin Arispe, and he and they're doing great things like in Austin. and it's nice to like just have that song under my belt. I feel like Dirty Water is like a moment for me, should I say?
That's dope.
It's like one of those things I was like, it was like my first song I made here in Corpus. And it was like, kind of still like, I don't know, like throwing a fit, like still like, because it was called Dirty Water. It was like a diss, you know what I mean? Not like dissing Corpus, but like, you know what I mean? Like just like, it was just talking about like backhandedness and like some of the experiences I had gone through, you know what I mean?
That's crazy.
But that shit hit perfect too, because it was at the same time that we were going through all the fucking.
Oh, it was during, I dropped it during the water boil.
Nah.
Yeah.
It's like perfect, bro.
I've always known how to market. You know what I mean? Like,
But don't hit the water, because that shit is
dirty, yeah.
He probably hurt the game on that one. Man.
Skyrocket with that one.
So what brought the clothing line around?
Man, I've actually had a few clothing lines, and this is one that that's actually like, I'm very big in, sometimes if it don't work out, drop it.
Yeah.
Like, move on. You know what I mean? I always tell my like little, I always tell people growing up too, is like, in your 20s and your early and end of your teens, early 20s, like, it's okay to just quit all your jobs and start a new job.
100%.
Like you should 100% be looking for what your skill set is.
100%.
You know what I mean? Don't get stuck somewhere because you're only doing the same thing. You're not developing as a person. You know what I mean? Which is very important at that age.
That's the luxury of being young, nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Of
100%.
Being able to fucking being like,
Go find your
fuck this
fucking
shit,
skills.
move the fuck away,
Yeah.
and start the fuck over.
Yeah, exactly.
Do
like,
that shit.
Find your skills. You know what I mean? Like,
Fuck
find out what
yeah.
you're good at and what you're not good at.
yeah.
Really, what's important. You know what I mean? Like,
Fuck
so. Oh yeah, appreciate you.
That's live.
Yeah, you talking to the right one, because he didn't have about 4-5 clothing brands his damn self too.
For real? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, because like again, like I almost want to like be like, man, like whatever, it ain't working. Like I can't think of any ideas. This is not coming to me. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I do remember one night there was like a time where I was just again, like about 2 years ago, and where I was just like praying just for like the next thing. You know what I mean? I'm always looking for something bigger. Like I'm always trying to make something bigger. There's always a next step. So whenever I get to a plateau, I feel like, or a place where I'm just like comfortable, I'm like, well, what's the next? What's the next thing?
Time to switch it up.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I
So
hate being
like
stagnant.
yeah, so. And so, like, the clothing brand was one thing that I was like, I just came off it, and it was crazy because I actually had like a dream, like an actual dream, like, and it was like it was literally like lovers only. Like, no one told me it was just like words. It was just like lovers only,
Right.
and it was like LVRS, like just like that, like LVRS only, and like the little like dude, like an image in my head. I call him Cora. It's a they them, but it's like a.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay, live. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's like the first design I ever had. And I told it
That's
to my
dope.
homie Aaron to like, like design that shit, like just how I envisioned it.
Mm-hmm.
And fucking,
Aaron's
Now
a
here it
beast. Aaron's a beast, bro.
bro, Aaron's the motherfucking shit, dog. He's the
Yeah.
one who like really taught me how to fuck around with Photoshop, Illustrator. Now I'm really good at that shit. Like I'm really good at Photoshop, Illustrator, designing logos, like websites, shit like that.
This is
You know
on
what I mean?
flyers and
Crazy.
everything.
I never got onto that Photoshop shit.
It's just a new skill. Like I said, I'm
I
very
need
big
to
at.
fuck with it.
You know what I mean?
I need to fuck with it.
This fool will be fucking doing that shit while he's at the club DJing, working on the
Yeah.
next flyer. Party's like going off in the background.
This
Here he
nigga on
is,
the
fucking
next-
working on
Yeah.
the flyer,
That's
bro. It's
live
dope.
as fuck.
So.
Yeah, hustle mentality.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's just like one of those things. But yeah, dude, it was so funny because Aaron's like, I love Aaron. He's a fucking dick. He's my motherfucking homie, dog. My fucking brother, dog. You know what I mean? So he'd help me out as much as he could, but it'd be a lot of like, go watch a video, and I'd be like, you're right, I should watch a video. You know what I mean? Like, figure that shit out. But he gave me the fucking push that I needed to be like, man, I need to figure this shit out. You know what I mean? Because he was really good at it, and we were sitting at, we were both part of produce. So it was great to like have like everybody at produce, man. It was like Carlos is the one that taught me how to shoot photos. I'm really good at shooting photos, lighting. You know what I mean? I could sit there and have a whole conversation about a camera because he put me on. You know what I mean? He was my mentor. So was Aaron. So was Dusty. Dusty put me on major life. You know what I mean? Situations and like how to move forward in business and just like being a person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like it was nice to like to have that type of development at that stage in my life too. That was like during the store parties and like during having that. So like we were hanging out every day. You know what I mean? I was going on tour with them. We were going all over the country. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
So like it was nice to just like have that influence
To
and those
experience all
mentors.
that,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? But that's how I know that like
You were around Mariano and stuff too.
Bro, speaking of Mario, I forgot about Mario. People forget about that. Like, there's like, you know what I mean? Like, that man has like 3 Grammys. You know what I mean? I love Mario, dog. And that man is like, besides being the great musician that he is a great father. Yeah. Like, he is like one of my, like, when I look at like a great father, like, he is a man in my life that I model and admire. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, just the way he handles situations, who he is, like, you know what I mean? And like, and also like the man he is, like just knowing the man he is, I've seen him in situations where shit has to get serious. You know what I mean? And he seriously handles it. Yeah. Like a man. And I'm like, damn, shit. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, you know what I mean? And but super, like, dude, like super coolest dude you ever meet. You know what I mean? That's dope. But he can play every instrument. Anything you ever see, like, you know what I mean? Like, he could pick up every instrument, literally. Not even like bullshit, like, oh yeah, he can play every instrument. Literally, he can play every instrument. And if he can't play it, give him about 5 minutes. He'll know how to play it.
Damn.
He tunes the guitar. Fucking, he plays the accordion, like piano, like everything. During my time, if you ever like listen to any of my music from like premeditation and meditation, all those songs are live instruments, most of them. That's crazy. And then like the electronic side was like from Dusty. They're all produced by Mariano and Dusty. Damn. So like, and you could hear like, so all those live instruments that you hear, like he's literally in that motherfucker, like doing it hard. You know what I mean?
So did that make you under the Americano label?
Yes, I was under the Americano label.
So were you one of the first that was like a hip hop artist? Because I know it was like started out Cumbia, right?
Yeah, it was a Cumbia label. I know that they had he had a couple beforehand. I don't know if it was. I really don't know if I was the first. I was just happy to be a part of it. You know what I mean? Like. Sure. It was just something that I was like, he was like, Dusty helped me out with videos. Like, he helped me out, like, just moving forward as an artist, you know what I mean, and growing. And, like, you know, so, like, music's a thing that I always I feel like I need to go back to, and I will go back to eventually. You know what I mean?
That seems like the ideal place for an artist to go there and blossom and grow and
but you have to
learn some shit. Yeah.
Branch out.
Yeah, but you have to be, like, but again, the thing is, he only allows in, like, if you come correct.
Yeah, yeah.
Because the thing is, like, I was working for him, like I was working for him, like, at his shop, you know what I mean? Like, and, like, I wasn't getting paid or anything like that. Like, I'm there to learn, you know what I mean?
Like an internship or something?
Yeah, you know what I mean? And, like, just to be in the environment and, like, to go through that, I feel like a lot of people wouldn't, you know what I mean? Yeah. Goes back to our saying of, like, fucking the worst thing to you is not the worst thing to me, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, are you working hard, bro? Are you really working hard? You know what I mean? Maybe that's misplaced work, but...
How bad do you want it?
How bad do you want it, you know?
That's what it comes down to at the end of the day. How bad do you want it? A lot of people, how's the saying go? Either you're going to make it happen or you're going to make excuses.
You don't work, you don't eat, you don't grind, you don't shine. Put that in Texas terms.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Man, talk about opening up the place y'all just opened up, man. When
Port City?
The thought and all that.
Port City was actually a thing that I was just thinking for a while, and it's good. It's right there on Staples and Light Pond, so it's like right there, kind of uptown.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a pretty big warehouse, man. I'm in there just pressing shirts and doing hats, man.
You just minimalize that shit as fuck, bro.
For
like
real, bro.
He said, "What? Nah."
I don't know. It's always, but like, bro,
a car fits in that bitch to be able to fucking do a photo shoot.
Oh no, shit. Yeah. No shit.
Yeah. Like I always tell, like, even like DJing stuff, like, bro, I just press buttons, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't do nothing but press buttons and drink alcohol, bro. That's my job. You know what I mean? There's a lot of complex shit that goes into it, but for the basis, like, that's what I do, bro.
But I definitely know this is definitely something big for you.
How did you come across the warehouse?
Yeah, hell yeah. I remember in 2018, I was talking about fucking buying a fucking screen printing machine and fucking somewhere and didn't even know the first thing about none of that shit. So
it's screen print or
screen print?
Oh, good life. That's fucking gnarly.
To go from talking about it 7 years ago to actually now, you ain't just doing it in your fucking garage at your fucking house. You're doing it in a fucking
bigger garage.
Yeah.
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 Well, warehouse. I mean, it's a blessing. That's all I have to say about it. It's one of those things that I work for. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it was like it was great to see and see come into fruition. You know.
That's live.
So what are you, like 6 months in, a year?
Yeah, about 6 months. Our grand opening was actually in April. So we've only been open for it was April 6th, and today is like May 5th. So it's been about a month since we've been officially open.
That's dope. That's dope. Are you planning on doing more shoots in there, like as far as like music videos and shit like that?
Yeah, honestly, a lot of people have been coming through. The studio's been a huge hit. I have like a 25 feet by 30 foot infinity wall, which is the walls that like that you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't, it's just a white wall that goes down that you don't see the corner in. It's a cool wall.
Fuck yeah.
So like it's that big, so you can like put a car in there. We had a car in there the other day for a shoot, and it was pretty cool. And we had like a team basketball shoot in there. We've had a birthday shoot. We've had a wedding shoot. We've had lawyer shoot. Mark Gonzalez came and shoot. Yeah. There's been some pretty good shoots in there. And shout out to CC Creators. They did a shoot in there with them when they fit the car in, and they had some really good content in there.
That's fucking crazy. That's crazy. Has anybody done a music video in there yet?
Yeah, I think my homie Cadence was the first one. Yeah, shout out Cadence, bro. Fucking go stream my homie's music.
Yeah.
What kind of services y'all offer over there?
We do screen printing, embroidery, DTF sheets, photo studio, video studio,
Windows.
When we do vinyl, basically. Okay, I'm gonna start over because I have a whole spiel for this.
Yeah.
Port City is a multi-dimensional artist development studio. So that's where we're able to hands-on get what you're doing, put it into something that people can understand and digest and move forward, whether it come to like building a clothing brand, building any type of brand, whether you're a musician or anything, because understanding that like what you are and your brand is what you're selling, not necessarily like what you're creating. Right. You know what I mean? So we take what you have and we help out with designs. We do graphic design. We're able to put it onto the shirts, show you mock-ups, put it on somebody, show you how it would look like on somebody, film the model in it, have a photo shoot, curate a photo shoot where we're handpicking models and the environment, putting it together, putting it out on social media. So we literally take your idea and put it into a whole business scheme for you to move forward. You know, and that's the goal. That's the vision. That's what we want to do. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, so basically anything you could think about, even when it comes to like business, like small businesses that need window perforation, you know what I mean? Understanding what their brand is, understanding what they want. Because a lot of times you have like people are just like, I just want to put the logo on it, or, you know what I mean? Which is definitely understandable in some situations, but, you know, we just try to input a little bit if it's welcome and try to just
do it the right way.
Yeah, I mean, do it the right way. I want everybody to succeed. Right. That's always been my thing. Is like that's why I mean. I put a lot of people on, man. Like
if everybody's winning, everybody's winning.
Yeah.
It's like the logo's cool, but I think you would benefit better like this. Yeah. Or just something different to go with the logo instead of just your logo. You know, changing the background out or something simple that the customer doesn't know or is not privy to, like he is or would be.
Yeah, that's dope as fuck. I definitely got some ideas.
Yeah.
So do y'all have like an in-house photographer, or is that something outsourced as well?
Yeah, we all of our work that you've seen on Instagram has been by Frankie Martinez, Unseen Halo. Okay. Shout out Halo. It's crazy. We actually have a meeting after this. Yeah, shout out homie. He does all of our work, and he's kind of our in-house photographer. But you're more than welcome to like book the studio space for whatever you want, or if you want to have your own photographer. You know what I mean? So.
Tell people how they can get a hold of you through that.
You can the best way I've been telling people when it's been working is just Google Port City. Port City Corpus Christi, Port City Design Studio, Port City Custom Apparel, anything. And it takes you to all of our information.
That's dope.
I feel like that's like the easiest way to say. You know what I mean? Just Google it. Google us. Google Port City. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you'll find us. I swear to God. Our little I'm not wearing this shirt. There was like a little, he's like a little surfer, skeleton pirate dude.
Yeah.
And he's like our Avi. Aaron designed him. Shout out Aaron again. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but it's great. I want the theme to be all like pirates and shit. Like I want it to be like kind of like Buccaneer vibes.
Yeah.
Who was that tagged up? Not tagged up, but did a mural over there.
Oh, that was Frankie as well.
Oh shit.
Yeah. See, he's another one of them that y'all got to get in here. You know what I mean? I gotta talk about Frankie.
We
you know
definitely got to get him in here.
Yeah. So he's one of them. He does everything as well. Shit. Yeah, for sure. He does the graph. He does photo, video,
Right.
the web development, web marketing. You know what I mean? He's a brilliant man. So
One-stop shop.
Music
shit.
videos, all that.
yeah, music videos, all that.
Now, where can people get a hold of you at? Like your socials and shit.
I used to say just Google me, but my name is Meta. So
Yeah, the
Let's
world.
see straight to Facebook.
I'm talking about straight.
Wait, where did the name come from? Did we go across that?
No,
Oh, okay. Yeah. Where,
that was just like something that kind of just developed in time. You know what I mean? Like it was short for like Metastopheles at that point. You know what I mean? Like on some like, cause I was all like on some J. Cole type shit. You know what I mean? I was all fucking
philosophical.
You know what I mean? But that was a handful. So
Yeah.
I was just like, man, just call me Meta. Like it's cool. Like, you know what I mean? And it's easy to say. Like, you know what I mean? That's been a thing that I just kind of like go by and stick by. You know what I mean? That's better than anything. Like I said, coming into and developing like a brand, you know? But
Okay, let them know where to follow your clothing brand is too.
oh, Lovers Only. Shout out Lovers Only. That's at LVRSONLY.com.
Do pop-ups down there every fucking art walk too.
Yeah, I got a pop-up every art walk if you want to come check me out. I got clothing inside Port City all during the week if you want to come check it out. I'm constantly active online. Go check out our website. We got the full inventory. This is actually one of our newest hats that I just came out with. And it was actually made at Port City Apparel.
That's dope.
It was so. This was also made in
So
house.
you want to have something like if you're a clothing brand and you want to have something like
You can add that to the
Yeah.
Shit, hell yeah, one-stop shop.
Yeah, that's like
Crazy, right?
Man, fuck that. I need some hats.
Oh God.
Hey, the embroidery's back in. Honestly, these hats have been crazy popping. I've been seeing.
Colorway, bro. That
Yeah.
colorway is fucking fire. It was like a cream, right?
Yeah, it's like a cream and red,
Yeah.
and like the fit of it, like it's like a barely bent brim. You know what I mean? I don't know when this started coming into town, but I don't know. If y'all go out next time you're at the mall or something, just look around. I bet you it's gonna be what 90% of the men are wearing. And
I like that barely bread.
I'm saying Lovers Only is actually one of those things that like I do a lot of it for the message, and I want to sell as much as I can in the politest way. You know what I mean?
Like, fuck with this nigga, man.
Fuck with you too, man.
Yeah. I like that. As far as fuck, man.
But shout out Lovers
Let's
Only.
head to toe.
Yeah, I got this is actually one of the original pieces I wore today because I wanted to show it, and it was crazy because it's just heat press, ladies and gentlemen. This is you can start if you ever see anything and you're like, man, like Lovers Only is so big, like fucking, which it is going to be, and which like, and I guarantee you, I sell more. Like I have pop ups so often, and I sell a lot. You know what I mean? It's gonna be something that's very big, and I'm excited to have these on.
Yeah.
Like to show where you come from.
Just to show, you know what I mean? And I wear them pretty often just to remember to myself, you know what I mean? Like no matter how big something gets, there's always fucking
The beginning.
you know what I mean? And like how, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's far how it all started off.
Yeah. It's hard. I try to always remain humble, you know what I mean? But it's, you know, I try to be as as straightforward as I can as also, you know what I mean? It's a hard line to walk. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So,
Man, I appreciate you coming through and fucking with us tonight.
oh yeah, of course. Appreciate you.
Hey, man.
Thank you. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for having me. Shout out the Riding High podcast. Shout out Off the Kush. Shout out my homies. Shout out everybody involved. Shout out my mama. You know what I'm saying? Love y'all. Be safe. Success and nothing less. All love always. Till next time, baby. Peace.
You heard them, and we out.